Plenty more opportunity to hang out. So we're moving on to Ed Beasley, who is a chiropractor upstairs at Oru Dulwich, and has been my own chiropractor for 2 years now, so very thankful. So Ed is also an actor, and he's a graduate of Anglo-European College of Chiropractic in the UK, with over 10 years clinical experience. So welcome Ed, who's going to talk about the myths of alignment.
I'm not sure if this microphone actually does anything, does it? Is that making my... Also, can we get the spotlight a bit higher? It's, right, so yeah, Vib, as Vib said, I was only... it does go up, fine. So, yeah, I'm a chiropractor, so I spend a lot of time looking at people's posture, looking at their spinal alignment. I see someone sitting up taller already as I say that. One of the questions that I get a lot from patients is, am I able to switch off, or am I just like wandering down the street, wandering around the supermarket, just like analyzing people's postures and judging them? And that's something that I have a lot of opportunity to do here at Oru. I'm walking past people in the cafe and in the co-working space, hunched over their laptops. So let me just ask you now, who here, just with a show of hands, who here thinks that they have good posture? That's actually an alarmingly confident audience we've got today. I was thinking that like two people would put their hand up, but it was like 5. So that's that's great. This is all right, yeah. So what I tend to find with my patients when they come in is that very rarely do they think that they have good posture. So they never come in and say, I've got back pain, and it's a complete mystery because my posture is amazing. What most of them say is, I know I have terrible posture. So obviously in their minds, bad posture equals bad back. But actually what we find if we look at the evidence is that these kinds of studies show that that isn't really true. There aren't really specific spinal postures that are better or worse for the spine than others. And in fact, this whole idea of good postures and bad postures is actually making our back pain worse. If you have lower back pain and you believe on some level that the reason for your lower back pain is because you have bad posture, you're actually more likely to continue to get back pain. So these are called fear avoidance beliefs, and they're a major contributor towards chronic pain. So if good posture doesn't actually really help our spines, where has this idea come from? Well, personally, I blame influencers. Influencers like Augustus of Prima Porta, Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. I think over the centuries, these kind of idealized depictions of the human form have come to link good posture with other virtues like morality or discipline or status. And in the 19th century, the concern about posture became medicalized. So anatomists started getting their plumb lines out and assessing the posture and trying to come up with this idea of a kind of biomechanically optimized form. Even chiropractors themselves have played their part in fueling this kind of postural paranoia. These were chiropractic Miss Spine contests in the 20th century, where contestants are judged not only on their external beauty, but also the alignment of their spines under X-ray. I can assure you this is not common practice in most chiropractic studios anymore. We know now that there is no such thing as one perfect alignment. Instead, we should move between many postures. But don't take that to mean that you should have perfect flexibility either. If you've come across any of these guys on social media, you'll have had the opportunity to sign up to their 12-week program where you too can be free of back pain once you get yourself into this kind of posture. Except there's a good chance that you never will get into that posture, and that's because of some other influences, your genetic influences. These are genes that determine things like elastin production, collagen 5 synthesis, and the unique bony architecture of your joint anatomy. So some people, if they have shallow hip joints and short femurs, will very easily be able to perform certain kinds of exercises like deep squats with textbook form with very little effort. Other people may never be able to do that. But the good news is that that's actually not that important, because what the evidence also shows is that flexibility is kind of overrated. Unless you're trying to become a professional ballet dancer, if your aim is just to be pain-free and fit and healthy, you don't need to be that flexible. So my takeaway for this would be give yourselves a break, literally, move and change posture, slouch a little bit if you like, but keep moving. But don't expect your body to move in exactly the same way that everyone else's does. And I'll finish by, again, getting a little show of hands. Who here thinks that their posture is pretty much good enough most of the time? Okay, good. That's what I was looking for. Thanks. Questions?